So, hello YouTube. I hope that you're doing fantastic, and welcome to our first game on a live stream to be playing a game. So, today we're actually going to be playing as Teddy Roosevelt as America. So to give a little bit of background, I love this game and I fell in love with it ever since Civ 2. My dad used to play it all the time, and I watched him play it and just got super enthralled in it. Back then, it was way more basic than it is now. Now it's a lot I think better in my opinion. And yeah, so let's just get into this. I want to be Teddy to start off with. I think we always are going to be playing on deity. Let's go to advanced setup just for kicks and giggles. Let's see. I kind of always play him as the blue and white. I like the blue and white skin on him. And really, I like to play my games kind of vanilla. I don't play with any mods or anything, so that's kind of where we're at with that. Um, we have a bunch of different continent um, variations we have here. So chat, if there are now three people here, is there anything you specifically want to see? Of course, we can't do things like Europe because we're America or East Asia, but I'm kind of just thinking regular old continents, or I'm thinking I always usually just do Pangea, which is just one big continent. So if we actually want to, we can check out Teddy Roosevelt's bonuses. So Teddy Roosevelt has some really awesome bonuses. Units receive +5 combat strength on their home continent, which is super important. So um, on deity, like there are always the AI is always super aggressive in the beginning. So having that +5 combat strength on your home continent is essential, especially to not getting just run over in the beginning. So +1 appeal to all tiles in city with national parks, and you gain the Rough Rider unit with the research of rifling, which is awesome. Um, future, future Miss Toner. Hi, babe. Small continents, fantastic. We're gonna do small continents then, which will actually be pretty fun because that will hopefully have somebody on it with us. Maybe we can conquer them in the beginning, and go for a space or culture off of that domination, just because we'll be a little stronger off the bat. So let's just go small continents. Sweet. So, yeah, so again, we have deity, ancient era, standard speed, disaster intensity 2. We're going to do small map, small continents, and yeah, this looks like the game configuration here. Also, we can talk about more of his bonuses as we go. Let's just start. Let's just get her done. So, oh my gosh. So I love that my girlfriend's the only one in the chat, but I know there's three viewers. Not my girlfriend, sorry, my fiance. That's still weird to say. I proposed to her about a month ago at this point. So, um, yeah, she's absolutely fantastic, and I love that she's here for the very first stream. But yeah, I hope that the other two of you are doing fantastic, and I would love for you to talk to me in the chat. I'd love to meet you and learn who you are. So, um, sweet. All right. So interesting start. We have some decisions that we got to make here. So um, we're starting on fresh water. We have a lot of desert over here, which isn't like I'm not crazy about desert. So we also have another river down here. Let's see. Um, we have fresh water here. We have some mountains. I'm starting to see. I'm seeing a pretty decent campus right here. Just because you get adjacency for being next to mountains, and so that might be nice to move across here. Just so we can fit a city down here eventually. Maybe have a nice coastal city down here with the shipyard eventually. Plus, moving over here would kind of move us towards this truffles a little bit. and kind of avoid some of these desert tiles that are just going to be dead tiles. I think I like that. What I'm going to do with him is I'm going to move my warrior up just to kind of get some vision, and that is more coast. So, in all honesty, another thing that can happen potentially too is that we could do a coastal city on one of these two and kind of just district on these desert tiles, and then kind of use the rest of the tiles around it to do our things. So let's go ahead. I kind of like the turn 2 settle up here on this because it allows me to get some more cities around here. So let's do that. Let's move that up here. And then, yeah, we'll turn 2 settle on here, which will be awesome. Move him up here. All right. So let's go ahead and settle here. We're going to have a 2-1 base, but we're going to have both of these 2-2 tiles to work. And eventually we're going to grow out to this culture tile, which will be nice. And then immediately I always get started on a scout. So let's do that. And let's see. What do we want to start off with technology-wise? For mining, that might be good. Animal husbandry might be really good for over here. So I think that might be the direction to go is animal husbandry. It'll show us where some horses are potentially up here. And yeah, I think that that's good, especially too because we can get early archers. And if there's somebody on our continent, that'll work out really well for if we want to do like some early warfare. So let's just start going that way for right now. But yeah, perfect. We also met a scientific city-state, so that's going to be awesome. And that's a first meet, which is awesome. So we are going to get +2 science in our cap, which is always nice. Was that some barbs? There's a barb camp down there. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to bring my warrior back. And then I think usually I do double scout, but since this is just a small continent map, I'm probably just going to do 1 scout and go up and around here. Another interesting thing to pay attention to, there's a reef here. So if we do settle a city over here, this would be a really good +3 campus across this little bay area. So that would be awesome. So let's do that. All right. And then we're just going to continue to press next turn until we get moved on down here. Okay, so we got our scout. We have 1 turn until we grow to pop 2. Let's go ahead and make a slinger. I always, on smaller maps, or if I don't really see the need for a scout, I like to go for a slinger and then a settler, just because I like to try to get that Eureka for archery. So if you get like just bum rushed by the AI in the beginning of the game, having that boost for archery is just super, super nice to be able to defend yourself. So, and then we're just going to chill out here till we can get our archer down here. Okay, there's also tundra up here, so that means we're on the north side of the map, which means there might be some more stuff actually down here. And there's horses. So it looks like we're probably going to end up settling this as our second city, which will be really nice to kind of just grab this peninsula. And this eventually appears our third city. But this is kind of lacking production, so we might have to steal this from the cap eventually. I like to kind of pack my cities in kind of tight. But perfect. Let's attack there. And then we can bring him over here. But yeah, we're just exploring right now. There's some more desert, which is interesting. Okay, so we definitely want to go settler. So we can come down here and get this second city. There's an argument potentially for like trying to come up here and steal some of their tiles. But I don't think we can settle. Yeah, we can't settle anywhere up here. So we're going to try to come down and do this over here. So let's go ahead and kill this scout. Boom, there's our Eureka for archery. Bam, we already have archery, which is super awesome for this early in the game. So I think we should go mining next, just because we can chop some of this forest if we want a district on it. We can also get this luxury online. There's that, or there could be an argument. I don't know if we want a religion this game. So I'm usually, if I don't have any super use for a religion, I usually don't get it. Um, there's not really any good spots to build it off the bat that I see. We do want a faith economy just because Teddy Roosevelt, if we look and kind of go over some more of his unique abilities, he gets a diplomatic policy slot, which is really good for the beginning or for towards the late game. So you can put some different trade routes boosts in there, and then one diplomatic favor per turn is awesome. So his Rough Rider unit, so culture is earned with kills on their capital's continent. So if somebody comes after you at the late game, it's really good. So the Mustang is also an interesting unit, but the biggest part is the film studio. This is a unique building in the theater squares, and it's 100% tourism pressure from the cities towards other civilizations in the modern era. So film studios are really, really big for culture. He also gets the boost for +1 appeal in cities with national parks. So it's really important to have a faith economy. I'm just not sure if we should go for religion to found our own religion. So not sure if we should do that or not. But yeah. Let's just I mean, we're probably not going to get a builder soon. I mean, we could put Holy Site here and do their campus over here. Give them a +3 campus. I might, yeah, let's go ahead and just do that. Let's give them the Holy Site. So let's go Holy Sites just so we can get some faith gen, because that's an important economy, especially if you're going for a culture victory, so you can buy naturalists to make parks and stuff. So we only have 93 gold, so I don't know if I want to upgrade him just yet. We finish up Code of Laws, which is nice. We can put in the Barb Strength. We can also put in God King. God King's going to help us get our Pantheon, and that's super important. So yeah, let's start going after this Barb Camp. And then start moving him up there. We're finding a lot of desert over here. This might be a good pyramids. I wish there was hills because we could go for Petra potentially. We're probably going to have to hard tech foreign trade just because it's small continents. There isn't really any luck of probably finding a second continent, so we're just going to have to hard tech through that. This is probably going to be a very laid-back game until we can potentially find our same continent, but like on another technically landmass. So when you do small continents, usually small, this just isn't the one continent. The another continent or another landmass will be the same continent. So we can maybe go after them. Still not met anybody. We only met one city-state. There's not a lot of rivers. Okay, so they popped up another scout. So we need to take our promotion. I always go Battle Cry because it applies on the offense and the defense. So it's usually the better of the two. Nice little hurricane there. Boom. Era score for getting rid of that. Okay. We've got just a nice little continent to kind of expand on over here. This might be if we settle on the coast down in that area. That's a good boost. Yeah, if we settle the coast over here, this could easily be a pyramid city, which would be nice. Potentially also, if we settle like this, this could be 1, 2, 3. This maybe 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if we settle this, which is a little farther from over here, I know, But if we settle this, this could be a mausoleum city potentially. So there's a good harbor here. We could build, well, we would build pyramids here. Let's see, where are pyramids? We'd build pyramids there. Yeah, so we would have to settle here to get all of these. And then we wouldn't be able to put the harbor there. We'd have to put the harbor over here. So about right there. And then we would put the mausoleum probably not there. We might put it on here depending what's over here. Put the mausoleum here if we can get to it. And then we can district some theater squares around. So we can put a theater square there. We can put, if we settle a city up here, we can put their theater square here. And then this also might be a good city for a government plaza to go here. And then maybe get rid of these 2 wheat tiles and continue to district with both of these. That sounds kind of like a small game plan. So let's just kind of map this out real quick. We'll do their campus here. That's a +3 campus. And then down here, we wanted to settle this. This is a nice harbor here. Or there, potentially. And then, yeah, that's looking really good right now. I kind of like that. So I think we're going to go this city first down here, and then we're going to swing up and around and continue to get cities up over here is kind of the game plan. So alrighty. Can move up here to take care of some of these barb camps up top. Especially getting a coastal city in this is going to be very important just because we want to try to start exploring with a boat. So found a goody hut. That's good. Got astrology done. Okay, so let's move him on down here. Goody hut. Bam. We got an envoy. Great. We don't need to spend it off the bat. Let's go sailing because we're about to get the Eureka for that. So that'll be nice. Let's go ahead and place this +2 holy site here. Okay, so let's think about this really quick. So eventually, if we want to do any sort of aqueduct, we don't want to place this is a +2, but we're gonna chop all of this eventually. Especially since these 2 are hills, we can put mines on them, and they're just as good. So if we ever aqueduct, these 2 are the only tiles we can aqueduct on. But if we put this holy site over here, we could always aqueduct to the mountains. I mean, this is a +2 still, but I mean, that's because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all 0.5. So, I think if we aqueduct here on one of these and give an industrial zone, I think it'll be okay. I love at least having like one industrial zone, like one good one to cover a bigger area, like these couple cities, since they're all kind of close. So I mean, eventually having one of those in here somewhere, depending on everything. So let's go ahead and just put that there. And then do we build that off the bat? Or do we go builder? What is everybody doing with? Okay, so there are already people having great profit points, and there are 2 people having great profit points. So we can probably get that down first while we settle this city. Go holy site into builder, and then probably into another settler. And then we can just hold on to this envoy, especially if we meet another city-state, especially once we get our boat and we start traveling around. That's another goody hut. Decking around. Hello. I didn't even see you join. How are you? I hope you're doing fantastic. That's probably Tyler. I hope that you're doing well. And yeah, man, we're playing some Civ. We are Teddy Roosevelt. And this is a small continents map. So I hope you enjoy, my friend. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for stopping by. It means the world. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and settle our second city. Cincinnati, didn't even name it. That's where my fiance is from, so that's super fun. Let's let's get you probably a builder first. Usually I'd go monument, but I feel like they've already got a lot of their important tiles already here. Sometimes you have to micromanage your city, um, because they won't work food. They'll try to work one of these like 1 food 3 gold tiles, and that's awful, because you want to grow so you can grow into those tiles. So we're gonna start out working that so we can grow, and then probably we'll probably have to grow a couple times before we get enough production. This city's definitely gonna have to take some of these from the cap to be able to be productive. So until we can eventually get through into shipyards. So doing that top half of the tech tree, going through here to get harbors, and then eventually through to shipyards is going to be important because shipyards give you really good production. Liang is also going to be someone we're going to want to get for builders and for fisheries off the bat as well, just because this is more of a coastal game. Okay, so we've pretty much looked around our little oasis here. So yeah, so I think we are safe enough to run over here and grab this barb camp that's over here. And then this guy can just kind of walk around for a bit. Okie dokie. Let's go for campuses now. Or you know what? No, let's go mining, then into campuses. Mining into campuses will be really good. We can mine this, get a lot of boosts for the future, and eventually we're going to be needing to do some stuff over here, especially also chopping. So especially if we get Magnus off the bat. Yeah, it's Tyler. My pleasure, man. Downloading Civ as we speak. I can check it out. Yes, dude, Tyler, you're going to really enjoy Civ. It's one of my favorite games. The graphics are amazing. Just the strategy and just the different ways that you can go through and win are awesome. And yes, we love Cincinnati. So, but yeah, our scout really doesn't have anywhere to go. So we're just going to kind of have him explore this little corner, but then he's going to be ready for when we eventually get embark technology to have him go explore some more. All right, there's mining. We're building some builders. Foreign trade is the worst to tech through, but once we can get a trade route started here, we can get some food and production. They want us to train a heavy chariot for an envoy. Ooh. Okay, so I think we can handle the barbs, so I think we're going to go into maritime industries, and we just got our Pantheon, so we don't need God King anymore. So let's just do the production for now. Let's bring this guy down. Let's hit here so we can get a promotion. Sweet. And then let's pick our civic. We want to go into early empire because we'll get the boost for that soon. And then we have our Pantheon. Okay, so what kind of win are you feeling today, love? Or is it too early to tell? So with America, you really want to try to go for potentially culture. We talked about how Teddy gets these film studios, which is really nice. They give you plus 100% tourism pressure for the city towards other civilizations in the modern era. So that's a lot of late game as well as Rough Riders. So if you can go around and beat up some barbs, or if you're at war with somebody in the late game, you can be getting culture from your Rough Riders. So that's usually really really nice to synergize with culture as well as raising the appeal in all cities with a national park. Usually make those parks better, and they give you more of a tourism boost for that, and you can just build more national parks. The higher the appeal, the better the national park, and you have to have four charming to breathtaking tiles that are in a diamond shape. Like, so if I was to think about eventually making this here a national park, that could really work out. Because these two are breathtaking. This light one is charming. So they all have to be unimproved, and you have to buy a naturalist after you learn conservation, which is in the late game. So it looks like we've got a decent amount of like pretty good tiles. Not a lot of breathtaking down on this coast, but I mean a lot of breathtaking in the capital. Some over here, which leads us into choosing our pantheon. Um, okay. So here are some different options for pantheons. We have Dance of the Aurora, which we could prioritize coming up and getting some cities up here in this, but I just don't feel like that's important, really. I don't think that that's really going to help our win condition that much. So that one's out. Desert Folklore isn't really good in this situation. I mean, you get two interesting two interesting holy sites here, but really most of these are not great. Holy sites districts, +1 faith from rainforest tiles, you know, river goddess. Most of these really just don't feel great. The one that is interesting is, since this is small continents, we're going to have a lot of coastal civilizations, and this +1 production from fishing boats I think would really help out like this city, and eventually this one. So that might be one to take, because I also see us settling potentially like up here coastally a little bit, and then probably coastally on whatever little other continents we find. So God of the Sea is definitely something that we could definitely take. Stone Circles is awful. The other one that I would really consider taking, or the other two actually that aren't here that I would really consider taking, would be Earth Goddess, because we have those breathtaking tiles that gives you +2 faith on these breathtaking tiles, which is a really good way to just snowball your faith economy. And the other one is religious settlements, I think, and that gives you a free settler. But both of those are gone. So I think that made that easy, and I think we're going to go God of the Sea so we can get some more production on these fishing boats. And it would be really nice to improve both of these really quick to do that. So, yeah. Everything's looking good. Okay. We're going to do Alpine here. I always go Alpine just because there can be forest on hills. Also, the other struggle with being on a small continent map is the fact that it's hard to get era score. So we need 4 more era score to not go into a dark age. We could potentially get some era score from clearing this camp, and if we could eventually suzerain Palenku, we could potentially get that era score just to go into a normal era. It's not awful if we go into a dark era, because we're not really having to worry about any sort of religious pressure, or not religious pressure, loyalty pressure, because no one's really around us. So, I mean, a dark age isn't the worst here. And there's China. Okay. So China is also a really big cultural civ, especially with their wonders abilities, being able to put builder charges into early wonders. So getting early wonders is going to be rough, especially on deity. Let's see. Yeah, Temple of Artemis is already gone. Let's bring you down here. Beat him up. Let's keep moving that way. Okay, so I'm going to wait to mine this just in case because I think we're going to go probably free inquiry for our dedication next era. So what that does is that gives you +1 era score every time you trigger a scientific eureka, which is really early to do in the beginning of the game. We also have a lot of gold. So here's what I want to do with this. I want to buy a trader here and potentially kind of go up through here and send them a trade route, which would make a really nice road up and around here for our future settlers. And speaking of settlers, what's everybody looking like on religion? They're not going for religion. There's 2 people going for religion. Oh my gosh, 2.3 already, 4 per turn. We only have 1. I think we can hold off on a shrine for right now. I don't think it's super important to be charging after that. The +1 culture from the monument would be really nice, but I really think we need to get working on our 3rd settler to kind of send up and around. So, and next turn. Boom, there's our Eureka for early empire. Let's start moving this warrior over here to get to clearing this barb camp. And then, okay, it's sort of close, but I think the 3 gold is worth it here. I mean, I think these guys are growing just fine, and they're growing just fine. So I think let's go ahead and send that trade route up there. We need 3 more era score. We could potentially get that from clearing this camp here. Let's see. We got 2 from that. Okay, so we need 1 more era score, and I don't know if we're gonna get it. The only other thing I could think of would be buying a boat, which I don't know how much buying a boat is. 260, and we don't really have anybody. How many turns do we have left in the era? We have 7 turns, so we have 7 turns to save up for it, but we also have we don't have anything else. Like, we don't have anything to... Well, we'll have truffles, actually, to sell to the AI, which will be nice. Hopefully, we can maybe get some gold, and we can purchase that boat. Promote you. Run you away. If these reefs were closer, we could have some really good campuses. So that's kind of a bummer. Bam, barb's cleared. Mission accomplished. Let's heal you up. And let's go over here and get some mines. Okay, so now that we have that, you have some money. Let's make a deal. I want to sell you my truffles. How much money you'll give me? Let's try 150. Nope, you still won't do 150. What about 120? No. What about like 115? Yeah, 115. I think that gets us the boat. If I'm mathing in my head correct, I think that gives us the boat. Let's see here if that gives us the boat. You've also met 2 other players, so you're probably spawned on their same continent, and we're just kind of out on our own little oasis. Yes, that does give us enough to get the boat. So let's get the boat. Or actually, you know what? Let's wait on the boat. Let's wait on the boat just in case we do find the era score somewhere else, because then we can get it to start the next era. Because we're for sure not getting a golden age. Goodbye, Scout. Let's see what else. I think we could go into bronze working now. We can reveal some iron. After that, I think we need to go immediately into celestial navigation, so we can get harbors, and then probably into shipbuilding so we can start embarking, because if we find some empty land around here, I think we'll want to go settle it. So we can bring this guy all the way down here, get this coastal city over here started, our mausoleum city and pyramid city, kind of get some production rolling in here. There's not a whole lot of production down here, which kind of sucks. So we really won't want to chop any of these because they're not hills. We'll want to eventually get lumber mills. So we're really going to need to get these fishing boats online so we can kind of get some production, pull some production from that. Maybe farm these 2 off the bat so that we can really get this city really big and tall so it can be working all of that production. Also, Stonehenge is gone. I never built Stonehenge. Okay. There's really no other barbs coming up, man. I think we scared them all away. So let's just heal you up. Let's also heal you up. Wait for some more Barb camps to spawn. We have 3 turns left on the era. Can get a fishing boat. I want to hold off on this mine for now, just in case we do the Eureka thing. There's no good districting over here, really. The campus is +1 from all these rainforests that we're eventually... Well, I mean, we're not going to chop these two, so... because these can't really be turned into mines. So, I mean, here would be fine eventually. What else could you build me here? You probably could build a monument first, because we're more in need of culture than science as of right now. So, I also need to keep track on how long I've been up and streaming. So we're going to be putting some cuts in this video, or we're going to be putting some cuts in the stream per se by kind of ending it off for YouTube, because I will be cutting this up and putting it on YouTube. So if you have to log out of the stream at any time, that is okay, because they'll all be on YouTube for you to go and check out in playlists. So that'll be very convenient and awesome for you guys. So let's... Ooh, you only have 1 build charge left. What else did you do? How do you only have 1 build charge left? What else did you improve? Oh no, you improved both of these. Okay, yeah, let's do some build exploring. My favorite pastime. That's a good campus there, though. So let's go ahead and mark that. Interestingly enough, if we could plop a city here, and if there's some like production like chops over here, we could theoretically build Petra. And have, like, if there's some hills over here, we could theoretically maybe make a weird Petra city, which might be fun. Oh, did I just do the last turn of the era? Oh, I did. Oh, no. See, that's my problem, is that I forget sometimes to do things. That's okay, though. So what we'll do is we're going into a dark age, but we can do free inquiry, and then we can just totally just run into a golden next time. Or not a golden, actually a heroic age, which isn't awful. So it's not the worst that I forgot about that. There's also some nice production up here. This also might be a really nice city to settle on the hill here. Or settle on this, potentially. I mean, no, we'd be grabbing more of... We'd be grabbing better tiles, I think, if we... 3. No, we'll grab those horses with this. I think this is good. Got a lot of productive tiles here along with this lake. And we got a lot of resources and stuff up here. This potentially has the food if we wanted to settle like a St. Basil's city. Like this St. Basil's city wouldn't be the worst. It's got food. It's got some production. Like we could give it this tile. Maybe if we settle this instead, we have a St. Basil city. Settle that. We can kind of gather up all of this, and then 1, 2, 3. Well, that would kind of move this city, but I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it. There's not really any fishing boats or anything here. So we could move this city over here on freshwater and actually kind of grab some more sort of useful tiles. Maybe even build pyramids if we need to over here instead of over here. We'll just keep all of that in mind. So, all right. I think I like where we're going. Do you guys like where we're going? I think we're making some progress. Let's also go ahead and mine that. Get our Eureka. Let's buy this boat since we gave our luxury away for it, and so we can go explore some. Bam, +2 era score. So we're already almost halfway to a regular age. Probably in the next like 15 minutes we're gonna put that cut in for YouTube. I gotta make sure to be paying attention to that as well. All of my military is just kind of chilling. We're going to want you to go this way once we know how to embark. And then that's in a drought up there. Okay, so we have one builder charge left on this guy. And I don't know what I want to do with it. Maybe I can improve these horses down here while I'm build exploring. And then we can bring... Oh, holy campus. Holy campus. Get rid of that stone. That's a +4 campus. That's going to be dope. If there's a mountain on the other side of that, boy, oh boy. That's another good campus. That's the one great thing about like coastals now is that the reefs give +2 science. Oh, you're literally a little... Oh, I didn't like that. This is literally a little too plotter. But like, this has got a lot of resources. I mean, I don't think this is a bad settle. It's like a fun little settle, but I don't think it's awful. Especially if we can get a nice shipyard in here, get a nice campus, get some science rolling. If we can get a couple good campuses, that's really all you need, and then you really want to focus on culture and that kind of stuff. Eventually, we'll want to try to maybe get a wonder in one of these two and kind of district around that wonder. But in the meantime, let's go settle our mausoleum city. And then you can kind of just fog bust there. We also have a first meet on Zanzibar. Okay, interesting. That gives us +4 gold, which is awesome. That's a good first meet. And then in our cap, now that we built that, we're solid on builders as of right now, I think. I think we really need to get our culture going. I think we're really, really behind in culture. And then we can just fortify you there. We don't really need to do anything there. All right. Oh my gosh. It's a +6. That's a +6 campus. That's a really solid campus. That's a 3 reef campus. So once we get the ability, and it's got more land over here that it can kind of get food and stuff from. So, boom. And we were first meet for them. Bet. Culture everywhere. So being the first met for a city state is really helpful. Let's go Magnus. Now, here's the thing for Magnus. We can do... We're not building any... We should probably build a galley at some point. Another galley. So we're going to keep that in. We're going to do... For right now, I think we should do 50 production towards settlers. Because what we can do is we could potentially chop out another settler here. So we'll kind of keep that in mind. There's more land over there. There's more reefs. Kind of doing some build exploring. The thing we can go to now is craftsmanship, and that'll give us percentage off of builders. So we can do that, and then we can make some more builders to chop out a wonder. We found a new continent. So that's important to remember, especially as we were a first meet on them, too. Wow, okay. That's a pretty sight to see. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's do a turn 50 save. That's what I was trying to figure out. Let's do a turn 50 save. Perfect. All right. Let's get some horses online. That'll also give another production here, which would be really nice. So we're actually kind of making this coastal city really productive with Goddess Sea, which is awesome. Not a pantheon I take very often. Is that the Oracle? Oracle's gone. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of settleable land. What the thing I'm really gonna want to do is I'm really gonna want to go towards the government plaza potentially to start to get the ancestral hall. That when I settle cities will give me a free builder with each city I settle. Another reef. So Liang with fisheries is gonna be really good. An unmet city state died. Rip. Okay. All right. So what do we need here in our cap? I think that we could start on a builder, put a turn in, and then put the card in for it. I also think we need to be, yeah, no one's really working towards a religion other than us, so we can kind of take it slow there. So I think we can go, I think we could go settler first, buy a builder here, and chop out the settler since we have that card in, and then try to find a good policy switch. That might be what we do. But yeah, hope you guys are having a good time. I'm glad that you guys are tuned in. It says there is 5 viewers, so if anybody else is here, I would love for you to join in chat. If you have any questions, I want this to be a learning platform. So if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing, if you have anything that you are unsure about, or you're like, hey, why'd you do that? Please tell me so that I can try to answer that for you. All right, Magnus is going to establish next turn. Magnus is nice because his first promotion, 50% yields from plot harvest and feature removals in cities. So that's what I mean when I say chops. Is these things that we can like chop out in order to make production. So you like to chop out settlers, chop out wonders, and those boosts make your chops more efficient. So right now we have, instead of just chopping this without any boosts, we're going to have Magnus's 50%, and we have the policy card in for 50% production towards settlers. So that's 100% extra production that we're getting when we chop for this settler, which is dope. So let's go state workforce straight into political philosophy. Getting into these new governments is really important because it gives you more slots. We're probably going to go classic republic here, but we can talk about that more when we get there. And yeah, let's just, lots of stone. So that's looking really good. Yes, so let's chop this guy out. Do some more build exploring. Okay, so we have the production card in for galleys. I think we need one more galley in here. And then after this galley, we'll have policy switched into the builders. So that'll be nice. And then we should also be thinking about like a wonder we can chop out here potentially once we get up here. Oracle's already gone. So I mean, something maybe like the Great Library is good for culture games just because you can put 2 works of writing in there. So that's always a potential. We do want our mausoleum city, so like that's also something to think about. And yeah, where is our... Okay, yeah, that's Corvi. Okay. And all right, so he established there. So let's hop over here. Let's take this guy and bring you up here. Okay, sweet. So we weren't the first to meet Granada, so that means somebody else has met them. So we really don't need help producing units in our capital because I mean we're really not having to. So getting their first envoy isn't crazy necessary, and we're also gonna just put a mine here. We're gonna wait until our chops are gonna actually go towards something to chop. We also need to be paying attention to our friendships up here. Yeah, so let's throw in that builder card. We're still building the boat, so let's keep the boat in, and then we'll probably switch to conscription just to save some cash. We have a second governor title. Liang is a good option. Also, Pengala is a good option. I mean, we're building a lot of builders to chop things as of right now. So we don't really need... The only other thing I would do is I would do provision on Magnus because that doesn't consume a population from your city. But I really think that doing Liang to get an extra build charge would be really good. How are we doing against everybody in culture and science? Yeah, but like this would be a good city for Pengala. Cincinnati would, especially since it's growing really tall. Because his first promotion is 50% increase in science and culture generated by the city. So I'm going to take Pengala for now. And then the next two we can do Liang and then Magnus maybe. So, all right, let's see science-wise what we want to go for. So we can go pyramids. So we can also have pyramids ready. This guy's ready to settle. Philadelphia's there. So let's get you started on... If we put this here, could we put mausoleum here? That's just a desert flatland tile, right? Yeah, that's just a desert tile. Can you put the mausoleum? I think it just says it needs to be next to your city center. So let's declare friendship with China. And do you want to get open borders with me? Sweet, he'll pay me a little bit of money. Norway, I didn't know we met him, but let's make a deal and let's change open borders with him. Yeah, he'll make me pay you 11. That's whatever. So yeah, let's do this. Let's look at the Civilopedia. Let's look up mausoleum. Nope, that's definitely incorrect. It's probably MA, isn't it? Apparently it's not. Let's just go to Wonders. Wonders. Let's go down to M. Mausoleum. Must be built adjacent to a harbor district. No. So actually, let's... Well, okay, so we put the mausoleum here, but then we're really not able to do any adjacencies with the theater square, which kind of sucks. Because this is a really good harbor. In hindsight, there's really just not a good place for this. I mean, 1, 2. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mausoleum city. So I mean, I think having the slightly worse harbor is not that big of a deal. Especially maybe if we theater square or do some stuff, do a commercial hub or something here, potentially. So yeah, let's get them started on that. I just think this being the mausoleum city is more important than that extra 2 gold per turn. So, and actually we place the harbor, but we're going to start on the granary just because they're coastal and they need some housing. Let's also just put a mine on that. Found a Fisher. Still build exploring. We only need 4 more era score to get into a normal age, which is nice. Okay, you've got 1 charge left on you. Let's go improve this over here for now. And eventually we're probably going to want to buy another builder. So we also need to be paying attention where these goody huts are, because we can be going after those. Our other settlers are going to come settle up there. Bam, we got the boost for shipbuilding. Okay, now that we got 2 boats, we can bring this builder up here and have him kind of collect up on these goody huts. Bam, goody hut 75 gold. That looks really nice. Okay, so we've got a builder here. So we have 3 more chops here in the cap. I wonder if there's anything we would like to build. This guy is going to come up here. Just be safe, brave little builder. I mean, the only thing I could really see us chopping out is settlers. The Great Lighthouse isn't crazy. The Apadana might be nice. Yeah, the Apadana might be really nice, especially with all the city-states we've met. So let's be ready for that. Must be built adjacent to your capital. We have 2 of those places, so let's be ready to potentially chop that. And then what else do we got going? So what do we want to build for 2 turns? What can we build for 2 turns that can kind of get us? I mean, we could just put 2 turns into a granary. I mean, they're eventually going to need that, so let's just do that. Let's do a boat here. And actually, let me check something real quick. Good, I'm recording. Okay, good. So yeah, we're actually about 57 minutes in. So yeah, I think this is a good place actually for YouTube to put a cut in the video. So let's go ahead and do that. Thank you. No! 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 Why? I'm upset. No, I didn't see that. That was going to be a good campus, too. Like, you really want to try for +3 campuses. That's so upsetting. Okay, so we really need to come settle this now to get that +6 campus. Jeez. The one place I wanted to put a campus. You took it from me. So, okay, well, yeah, we can leave you on this bit of upset. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you would like to hit the like button and subscribe, I would absolutely love that. And come join us for Civ at Night sometime. Just come chill, relax, and kick back. So, cut right at that first. No! Dude, Tyler, I'm so going to. Oh no, I think this is Lacey that's joined the chat, and she named herself after my old Tyler. If you're looking at the chat, she named myself after she named her name after my old Magic thing I used to do. So, okay. Well, there's the cut in the YouTube video. Really quick, I'm going to pop this up, guys, and I'm going to stop